Cheers. Mazel tov. Matinee prices. We're back. This is the end of the year blowout spectacular.
We're slashing prices. Everything must go.
Everything must go, including this show. We got to get rid of it.
For a while.
For the season.
We're going to be back.
We're going to be back, you know.
We have to go away, figure out how to make the show good.
Unless Donald Trump makes us go build a wall.
Yeah.
Or drain a swamp.
Or drain a swamp.
If that happens, then we won't be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll just make a show about swamp.
About swamp draining.
Great swamp-themed movies.
Like we'll be in neck deep in a swamp, and then I'll turn around and Cameron's got like 4 blocks. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Building a wall. No, we're in the middle of the swamp.
I thought we were supposed to drain the wall.
I thought we were building a wall in the swamp. We gotta drain it first.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah. So a buddy picture.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hit the thingy to the timer, but
That's right.
all right.
Yeah,
We're at 9:35.
Yeah, we're good. Well, we got plenty of time now. So.
Yeah. So, all right. Well.
and we're back.
Good night. 2016, I think we can all agree 2016 was kind of horrible. A lot of horribleness happened, and we're not going to talk about the real world politics of it all. That would be a whole 8-part miniseries.
Would you say it sucked?
There's got to be a word worse than sucks.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
I
heard things. I heard things.
But we decided, you know, it's our show, so we're gonna wrap this season up. We're gonna do end of year reflections. I guess,
and remembrances. We're gonna look back. One of the reasons this year was so horrible is because we lost so many great entertainers, actors, directors, filmmakers, musicians, multi-hyphenates. We lost people who did it all. And, you know, celebrities die every year. And
people die every year.
Yeah, people die. People die.
Yeah.
But this year seemed especially, like...
Yeah, they kind
like,
of...
more... There were a lot more unexpected, like, people who died too soon, or people who just... People you figure would be around forever. I mean, did anybody honestly think Ozzy Osbourne would outlive Prince?
You know,
I mean, a show of hands.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
No one did.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Crickets. Yep.
And I like Ozzy. I'm not dissing Ozzy, but come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
All of the Rolling Stones.
Except the guy who founded Rolling. But he died when he was like in his 20s.
Yeah,
And
that was...
people, I can't even remember his name.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're going to start this show off on a sad note. We'll end on a happy note. But we're going to start off by going over a short list of the people that we lost. This, like, if we wanted to talk about everyone that died this year, that would be like an hour-long show, and it would just be entirely too depressing. But we're going to start off with someone that I know we're both sad about, especially Huru, because this guy meant a lot to Huru, Richard Adams.
From...
the guy who wrote Watership Down, one of the first movies he ever saw.
They're redoing Watership Down. There's another Watership Down coming out. So
the man, that wasn't like a die too soon. He was like 91 or 96. The dude lived. But Richard Adams, if you've never seen Watership Down, check it out. It's a great movie. We also lost Ricky Harris. If you were a fan of the show Everybody Hates Chris, he had a recurring character on Everybody Hates Chris, and I think he was a stand-up comic as well.
Yep.
We lost Leonard Cohen. I mean, come on. We lost Ron Glass, fantastic actor from Barney Miller and Firefly.
We also lost Abe Vigoda.
We lost Abe Vigoda, also from Barney Miller and The Godfather, and Look Who's Talking, and the hundreds of appearances he did on the Conan O'Brien show, where he was hilarious. We lost David Bowie. We lost David Bowie. Everyone's seen Neverending Story. I mean, Neverending Story. Everyone's seen The Labyrinth, but some other ones. If you're a fan of David Bowie, I'd recommend watching The Prestige, or Hunger with Susan Sarandon. Fantastic movie, and he was a great actor. He also had a very small but awesome role in The Last Temptation of Christ by Martin Scorsese.
And Venture Brothers.
Yes, forgot about that. Yeah. We lost Alan Rickman, fantastic actor. You all know him as Professor Snape, but his credits go on and on. I would say Galaxy Quest might be my favorite movie he ever did.
Die Hard.
Die Hard, Dogma. He was amazing. We lost Dan Haggerty, Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Adams.
Basically, Ron Swanson before Ron Swanson was Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Dan Haggerty was the man. We lost Glenn Fry, who was from the Eagles, but he also did some acting. We lost George Gaines, the dad from Punky Brewster, and Commandant Lassard on, I think he was Lassard, Police Academy. He was in all the Police Academy movies.
Yeah.
But he was Punky Brewster's dad. And he was also in Tootsie. Great actor. We lost Harper Lee, who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yep.
We lost Alexis Arquette, who we talked about,
earlier.
in the earlier show, as did, we talked about Bill Nunn.
Talked about Bill Nunn.
We lost George Kennedy. If that name doesn't, if you think that's just another politician from the Kennedy family, no. George Kennedy,
contraire.
Cool Hand Luke,
Cool Hand.
and the Naked Gun movies.
Got the Oscar for Cool Hand
Got the
Luke.
Oscar for Cool Hand Luke. His credits are a mile long, but I would say mostly he's known for the Naked Gun series and Cool Hand Luke. We lost Fife Dog. Tribe Called Quest. Who he was an amazing, short, wonderful powerhouse of a human being. And speaking of short powerhouse human beings, we lost Prince, as we all know. Prince. Purple Rain, it gets written off a lot. Purple Rain actually got nominated for some Golden Raspberry Awards when it came out, which is the anti-Oscars.
Really?
Yeah. But it's a fantastic movie. It's essentially a collection of music videos strung together with a loose plot. But Morris Day is hilarious in it, and a lot of people forget how brilliant of an actor Clarence Williams III is and how amazing he was as Prince's dad.
Yeah.
Please check out Purple Rain if you've never seen it.
Prince also discovered Vanity.
Prince also discovered Vanity. Oh, and in addition to it got nominated for some Golden Raspberry Awards, but it won an Oscar for music
soundtrack.
Yeah. So
Of course it did, because
Yeah.
it's Prince.
And Prince, as he was famous for, Prince had an eye for the ladies, and he gave a lot of ladies their start, and a lot of ladies owe their career to Prince, and Vanity was one of those ladies. And if you've never seen The Last Dragon, I highly recommend it.
Action Jackson.
Or Action Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. We lost Gary Shandling.
Come on.
The Gary Shandling Show, the Larry Sanders Show.
He was in like a couple of Iron Mans.
Yeah, and Captain America. He was a undercover as a congressman, but he was like secretly working for Hydra, I think.
Yep.
We lost Patty Duke, Academy Award-winning actress from The Miracle Worker. We lost a lot of people from.
Go ahead. Let me take over.
Yeah.
I got
yeah.
I had Pat Harrington Jr. Schneider from One Day at a Time.
Schneider from One Day at a Time.
I did not.
That one slipped. That's
goodness knows. We lost Dave Mira, BMX biker, like ultimate
pioneer,
racer.
X Games pioneer.
We lost Bud Collins, tennis announcer. Was in a couple of documentaries, obviously about tennis, McEnroe and Borg. We lost Nancy Reagan, First Lady Nancy Reagan, of course, movie actress with her husband. You probably heard of him. His name's Ronald Reagan. We lost Ken Howard, the White Shadow. We lost James Noble, the governor from Benson.
The governor from Benson.
Yep. We lost, did you say Doris Roberts?
She was on my list, but I haven't said her yet.
Yeah, Doris Roberts. We lost her.
She was the mom in Everybody Loves Raymond, and she was also in Grandma's Boy.
Yep. Stephen Hill, the DA on Law and Order, who was there for forever.
Yep.
Of course, we mentioned Gene Wilder. Mentioned Alexis Arquette, Florence Henderson, Alan Thicke,
Mama Brady, Alan Thicke. We lost some sitcom legends.
Zsa Zsa Gabor. We lost. I figured I'd let you tackle Gary Marshall if you had him.
Gary Marshall, television pioneer. He gave us the shows Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, The Odd Couple, and he did a lot of acting as well. If you Googled him right now, he's another one of those guys. You'd be like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah. And what did he direct? Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. He directed a bunch of stuff, but Pretty Woman is what he's known for, yeah.
Keep going.
This one is just didn't really have anything to do with movies, but Michelle McNamara. We're both huge fans of Patton Oswalt, and Michelle McNamara was Patton Oswalt's wife, and she recently passed away. And she was a crime fiction writer, and she, I think, hosted a podcast or a YouTube channel devoted to crime novels. And if she was married to Patton Oswalt, she had to have been like the coolest lady alive, because Patton Oswalt is the man.
Yeah.
In addition to, we'll get to Carrie Fisher in a minute,
Yeah.
but we also lost Eric Barsfeld, who played Admiral Akbar, and we lost Kenny Baker, who was the little person inside R2-D2. So we lost some Star Wars people. We lost in the theme of science fiction. We lost Anton Yelchin, who was in a fantastic movie that we both appreciated called Odd Thomas, and he was Chekhov in the Star Wars, the new Star Wars, Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
Getting tongue tied here. Anton, 27. He joined the famous Dead at 27 Club along with Jim Morrison.
The Green Room with Patrick Stewart.
The Green Room with Patrick Stewart.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
You check that out. It's brutal, but check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course we lost Debbie Reynolds, who is Carrie Fisher's mom and a legendary actress in her own right.
She died the day after her daughter.
Day after daughter.
She wanted to be with her.
And we said David Bowie.
I got some more here. We lost Muhammad Ali.
We lost Muhammad Ali.
Bernie Worrell, who played keyboards for Parliament Funkadelic. We lost Michael, and I don't know if it's Cimino or Cimino or Kimino. I'll say Michael Cimino. He directed The Deer Hunter and Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate, criminally underrated movie. We lost Gene Wilder. We lost John Polito. He's another one of those little character actors. If you Googled him right now, you'd know him. He was in The Crow. He was in a bunch of Coen Brothers movies. He played Jay Pritchard's closet rival on Modern Family for a few episodes. We lost Curtis Hanson, writer-director. He did LA Confidential and 8 Mile. And we lost Robert Vaughn, the original TV's Man from U.N.C.L.E. And along with Bob Costas, the only other person to appear in Basketball and Pootie Tang.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I was gonna say he was in, and you might as well say this. I'm gonna say it. This he was in the original Magnificent Seven.
That's true.
He was in the original Man from U.N.C.L.E. The
TV series.
And when they remake Bullet, he will be the one who was in the original Bullet, because you know they're gonna
with Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
He was also in a great Roger Corman no-budget schlock crap fest called I Was a Teenage Caveman. Just another in the long list of actors who were discovered or got their start working for Mr. Roger Corman. And thank God Roger Corman's still alive.
Yeah. We also lost William Christopher, who was the
MASH.
MASH.
He was Father Mulcahy.
Mulcahy
You almost said McConaughey.
McConaughey.
Father
yeah.
McConaughey.
Mulcahy, yeah.
All right, let's get this Korean War over with.
Yeah, all right. So,
I
think that's enough. You get the idea.
It was horrible, and we wanted to wrap up on Carrie Fisher. If you've been watching the show, you know we have our recurring category called Greats, where we talk about 8 great things about a person. And we've got the Blues Brothers here representing Miss Carrie Fisher, and we've got Star Wars. So these are 8 fantastic things about Carrie Fisher. 1, she wrote 6 different novels. She wrote Postcards from the Edge, Shockaholic, Princess Diarist, The Best Awful, Delusions of Grandma, and Wishful Drinking, which later became a one-woman show.
Princess Diaries?
The Princess Diarist.
Diarist,
yeah. Okay. She had awesome taste in men, because in the 70s she was romantically involved with Dan Aykroyd, Harrison Ford, and was briefly married to Paul Simon. So the cool guys loved Carrie Fisher. They always did.
Real quick on that one though. Zsa Zsa Gabor had 9 husbands.
Well, yeah, and she was only married to one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Carrie Fisher went around, but she still had a ways to go.
But she had, I'd say Carrie Fisher had better taste though, because all these dudes were awesome.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She had great taste in fellas.
Right.
Number 3, She did some of her own stunts in the original Star Wars movie, and the scene where her and Luke have to swing across to get away from the stormtroopers.
Yep.
Her and Mark Hamill did that, and they did it in one take. The take that you see in the movie is the first and only take they did of that, because they got it right the first time, and they didn't have the money to film it again.
And they were scared they were going to die the second one.
This one, some people might not know, she is the voice of Angela, Peter Griffin's boss on Family Guy. His boss at the brewery was voiced by Carrie Fisher.
I didn't know that.
Number 5, her episode of 30 Rock. If you haven't seen it, please do. She plays Rosemary, an ex-comedy writer who is just barely hanging on to sanity. And it's one of those, she's Liz's idol. That's like one of those don't meet your idols kind of cautionary tales. Yeah. It's brilliant. And there's some funny Star Wars references in that episode. Number 6, she was one of the most prolific script doctors to ever work. If you don't know what a script doctor is someone that they bring in to punch up or kind of fix a script that's not 100% there. They don't get credit for it, but they get paid a lot of money. And this is just a short list of some of the movies that she helped to punch up and make awesome.
I'm trying to become a script doctor.
So I Married an Axe Murderer, Scream 3, The River Wild, The Last Action Hero, Hook, Lethal Weapon 3, The Wedding Singer, Outbreak, Sister Act, and My Girl Part 2. And that's just a short... She did a lot of movies. Those were the kind of the bigger ones. Number 7. This is the list of actresses that she beat for the role of Princess Leia. Kim Basinger, Sybil Shepherd, Sissy Spacek, Jessica Lange, Meryl Streep, and Sigourney Weaver.
Wow.
And there were some more on there. Those are just the ones I jotted down.
Wow.
So, yeah, and all those, all those actresses have gone on to become big stars.
Who was before Sybil Shepherd? Who was the first one?
Kim Basinger.
Kim, wow.
Yeah. And number 8, Carrie Fisher didn't do a lot of acting over the past, 10 or 20 years, but she would pop up in these little bits, like when she was on 30 Rock. So number 8 is her cameos. You're talking Austin Powers, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and her role in Scream 3 where she plays a Carrie Fisher lookalike. And she was allowed to write her own scene. So that scene with her and Parker Posey and Courtney Cox, she wrote all that.
Nice.
And this was just an extra tacked on I did here. A lot of people kind of gloss over this in the Star Wars trilogy. She killed Jabba the Hutt with the chain that he made her wear to humiliate and degrade her.
Yeah.
He dressed her in this bikini to strip her of her dignity and had her on a chain. Yep. And when the shit hit the fan, she choked Jabba the Hutt out with that chain. And it's basically like if Diane Keaton had strangled Marlon Brando to death in The Godfather. Because Jabba the Hutt was like the gangster of the Star Wars universe.
She said in an interview, I'm sure several interviews, that sort of made her feel slightly better about wearing the bikini in the first place.
I can imagine.
She said George Lucas was like, you need to lose some weight so you don't sit up straight so he doesn't show any lines or bulges. And she was like, if I didn't get to choke this much, so all right, now it's worth it. But yeah, for a while there, she was not feeling that, and kind of easy to see why.
Yeah, and that's a really powerful scene.
Fanboys. She was in
Fanboys,
about guys who are nuts about Star Wars and Star Trek and all sorts of sci-fi things. That's a
great little movie.
Yeah, one of my favorites, and that was just Carrie Fisher pops up and they're boom, there you go. And of course, Blues Brothers. That's not a cameo, but man,
fantastic movie.
Oh my god!
And she's also great in When Harry Met Sally. She was in Woody Allen's Hannah and Her Sisters.
Yep.
She mostly just did the Star Wars movies, and then she would pop up in the odd role here and there. But she was amazing, and she's a part of movie history. So Carrie Fisher, Up in the Stars with Your Mama, Raise a Glass. I feel like we should, we can't, but it would only be we honestly should do a big rail of cocaine to honor Carrie Fisher properly, but neither one of us do that, and we shouldn't do that because it's horrible.
We would if we had some here.
And if we did cocaine, which we don't.
Well, but if we had some here, then we would do the cocaine.
We could fake it.
Then we would do cocaine. Just
Sure.
that one time.
Sure. Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah. Just to.
I would do it for Carrie.
Yeah. She probably would be like. She'd probably be like, I appreciate the gesture, but no. That kind of messed me up like in the 70s.
Besides, that looks kind of mixed. You sure that's not baking soda?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Because we wouldn't know. All right, so